still too hot. Lakeyshakeysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeyshakeysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeyshakeysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop.
Hey y'all, what's up? What's going on? I had to jump on here, y'all. I got my robe on. I am tired as hell, but I had to get on here because with everything going on in the news and with this new administration, Donald Trump is going crazy, y'all. People getting fired for just talking. What the hell is going on? And then people are saying that this is all a scheme that Todd set up to come to us with the bullshit, because others are saying that Donald Trump could have possibly had something to do with that guy being assassinated. They're also saying that he's trying to shift the narrative because he want to keep talking about this Kirk guy because he don't want to talk about those Epstein files. So it's just been a lot. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. And it seems like I'm not the only one thinking like this, because I actually found this video on MSNBC, and this is exactly what they're saying. They said Trump wants us to talk about Jimmy Kimmel, so we'll talk about Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. Y'all, let's play a little of this.
Be no jokes about Donald Trump's comically incompetent FBI director tonight on ABC, because that corporate media giant decided to bend to the will of Donald Trump and Donald Trump's FCC commissioner, who urged ABC to at least suspend Jimmy Kimmel because of something Jimmy Kimmel said about the reaction to the killing of Charlie Kirk. At 8:04 p.m., Donald Trump tweeted, "Great news for America. The ratings challenged Jimmy Kimmel show is canceled. Congratulations to ABC for finally having the courage to do what had to be done. Kimmel had zero talent and worse ratings than even Colbert. If that's possible, that leaves Jimmy and Seth, two total losers on fake news NBC. Their ratings are also horrible. Do it, NBC, 3 exclamation points." From the most childish and peculiar, to put it mildly, president in history. That's what he had to say tonight. That's what he thought was important for the world to hear from him tonight. Richard Nixon never tried this. Richard Nixon, the most corrupt American president prior to Donald Trump, never tried to get Johnny Carson fired from The Tonight Show for telling jokes about Richard Nixon. No president ever tried that. No president has ever threatened corporate America more than the current Republican president. Donald Trump is the first president in history to essentially seize a piece of a private corporation, when last month the Trump administration took a 10% stake in Intel, a private company. And now that is very old-fashioned and very stupid Soviet-style socialism. Very stupid. Private companies run best as private companies. Republicans prior to Donald Trump were right about that. And Democrats were also right about that because they believed that too. But Democrats still believe it. Democrats have never tried to take over private companies. Democrats have never tried to tell private companies or private universities who to hire or who to fire. When one Republican Senator, Joe McCarthy, went on a crusade against what he said were communists working in the government, and when some other Republican members of Congress crusaded against what they believed to be communists working in the movie business was terrified. And executives developed a blacklist of people who they would not hire. There is no history of corporate bravery in America. And so it is not surprising that corporations, fearing the wrath of a president who will take action against them, do what that president wants them to do. What is shocking is that the United States of America has such a president. We have never had one before Donald Trump. We have never had a president who would tell his FCC commissioner to attack any networks that employ anyone who says anything negative about that president, who tells a joke about that president. And now we do.
And guys, I'm going to stop it there because I had to educate myself. A lot of times I'm not paying attention to this stuff. And what he's talking about is the FCC. So I'm going to show y'all what that means. I had to go look it up myself. So give me a moment. So what Donald Trump is doing is he pretty much telling these networks, if you don't do what I say, he will take their license. If he takes their license, they can't operate. Unfortunately, you know, like he said, we never had a president like this. So therefore, you know, the president can snatch your license. We never had anybody to do this before, but they can. You know, now we have a whole thug criminal in the White House. The FCC, that's the Federal Communication Commission, is a U.S. government agency that regulates interstate and international communications by cable, radio, television, satellite, wire, and the internet. So basically what Donald Trump is doing, and this is why you're seeing all of these companies do what he say, because if he takes their license, guess what? They can't operate. So they're done. So this man, 34 freaking felonies, and he is still committing crimes. Like, this is almost unbelievable. Like, how do you walk out with 34 felonies and you are still committing crimes? Not only is this dude still committing crimes, he is getting money from companies. He's suing companies. This is messed up. I knew this was coming. That's why I didn't vote for him. It's like, I don't know if people forget, this is the same shit he did last time. You know, so this is why y'all see these companies pretty much doing whatever he says, because he can shut them down. Like no other president ever did no shit like this, because people can say what they want to say. You know what I mean? You have a freedom of speech. But the crazy part, and this is how y'all should be able to figure out that this man is racism. What they claim that dude, Charlie Kirk, the college dropout, him, the one that was making $21,000 or $27,000 a year before he started speaking all of the rage and the hate, he wasn't speaking free speech. He was speaking hate speech, but they want to call it free speech. And then when somebody else make a statement, now all of a sudden they should get fired from their jobs. They're, you know, they are writing down where these people were, calling their jobs or whatever they're doing. This is just crazy. Like, I'm like, these people are spending more time trying to get people fired than doing the damn job that they was hired to do. This is crazy. And of course, we know what happened to Jimmy Kimmel. So I jumped on this because I'm like, well, what the hell did he say? Still, we live in America where people can pretty much voice their opinion. I mean, where was all these people when they were dragging George Floyd and every other black person that get unalive? They dragged the hell out of them. So this is crazy. So Jimmy Kimmel, they're saying, is fired indefinitely. And I hope these people sue the F-U-C-K out of them, because how are you going to tell Jimmy Kimmel that you want him to donate money to this raggedy white piece of trash. You want him to donate money to him, and then you want him to basically apologize. Apologize for what? Apologize for what? So I had to find out what the hell Jimmy Kimmel said, because I was like, okay, I just need to know what he said. And this is what he said.
Flew the flags at half-staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. Demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goal. We hit some new lows over the week.
So basically, that's what he said. So I'm like, what did the man say? So what the hell did he say other than his normal comedy that he does? Well, what he was saying was actually true, because while Trump is running his dusty, bad body ass around trying to force sympathy on other people, he don't have damn sympathy himself, because he's out enjoying his life while he's telling the world that he's so devastated. So they basically said Jimmy Kimmel they said his suspension is not enough. Basically, what they are saying is they want this man to pretty much give a speech, donate money, and do a whole bunch of shit that he should not have to do. And it's just like, what are we doing here? Like, what is actually going on here? People can say whatever they want to say. And what did he say other than a joke? I mean, he is a comedian, so he normally, tells a joke with whatever it is he's saying. So the fact that you're telling this man to apologize, what the hell is he apologizing for? It's very confusing as to what he would be apologizing for. So we got that going on. And also, what about, I don't know if y'all saw this. Now, this was on, and I thought this was kind of crazy, because while they're canceling everybody, what about the guy, the TV personality? Now, I don't know if y'all remembered this, but they were talking about homeless people, right? This guy on national TV saying the homeless people need to be unalive. What? Because a person is homeless now, they should die? So this person is simply saying, why y'all going around firing these people? What about the man that was actually advocating for homeless people to lose their life? Like, this is the craziest. I knew when this man got in the White House that it was going to be shit. That's why I was telling people, listen, don't vote for him. But of course they did anyway. Now, Trump, with his bad body ass, McDonald's eating ass, he tweets this, which is even more crazy. Great news for America. This man is so damn dumb. The ratings challenge Jimmy Kimmel's show is canceled. Congratulations to ABC for finally having the courage to do what had to be done. Kimmel has zero talent. Do y'all notice he has a very low vocabulary, and he says the same thing? He's going to say you have a low vocabulary. He's going to say, what did he say in here? I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. He said that congratulations to do what. He'll say you had zero talent. That's what he usually says all the time. And he talks about, his ratings were bad. He say this about everybody that he get fired. He said Jimmy Kimmel has zero talent and worse ratings than Colbert. Now we're going to get into Colbert, but if you guys remember, Colbert didn't really say anything other than what was true. He got fired. Just like, this is crazy. Now, he calls them total losers. This is just crazy for a president to be acting like a damn fool. Other countries is laughing at us. We look real stupid right about now. Really, really dumb. I'm just like, freedom of speech applies to them, you know, whoever them is. This is crazy. What else did I want to show y'all? It done got crazy out here. Now, I saw an interview. I don't know if y'all had the opportunity to see it. There was an interview, but before we get into it, Barack Obama did a short interview. Now, this is what he tweeted out. Barack Obama says, after years of complaining about cancel culture, the current administration has taken it to a new and dangerous level by routinely threatening regulatory action against media companies unless they muzzle or fire reporters and commentators that they don't like. So keep in mind the FCC, remember we talked about that. So what Barack Obama is saying is that the current administration is basically threatening regulatory action against these companies. So that's why y'all saw Jimmy Kimmel get fired. So technically Donald Trump is doing these things basically because he's a little boy. Okay. Barack Obama said, this is precisely the kind of government coercion. This is a crime. This is coercion, racketeering. Y'all do know that Donald Trump was already charged with this, I believe, in Georgia. And y'all, this is crazy. I'm just like, what the is going on? Barack Obama said, this is precisely the kind of government coercion that the First Amendment was designed to prevent. The media companies need to start standing up rather than, I mean, they just pretty much doing whatever the hell Donald Trump says. I mean, they can sue the administration, they can do multiple things, but they're just pretty much doing whatever the hell Donald Trump says, which is fucking crazy. Very crazy. Now, I don't know if y'all saw this interview. We're going to get into this interview that Barack Obama did, which he kind of laid it out very eloquently like he is. Unfortunately, not like the trash that we currently have in the White House, which is a criminal thug. But let's get into what Barack Obama had to say.
What happened to Charlie Kirk was horrific and a tragedy. What happened, as you mentioned, to the state legislators in Minnesota, that is horrific. It is a tragedy. And there are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The central premise of our democratic system is that we have to be able to disagree and have sometimes really contentious debates without resort to violence. And when it happens to somebody, even if you think they're quote unquote on the other side of the argument, that's a threat to all of us. And we have to be clear and forthright in condemning it. Obviously, I didn't know Charlie Kirk. I was generally aware of some of his ideas. I think those ideas were wrong. But that doesn't negate the fact that what happened was a tragedy and that I mourn for him and his family. He's a young man with 2 small children and a wife who obviously, and a huge number of friends and supporters who cared about him. And so we have to extend grace to...
I don't extend grace to any of these damn people.
People during their period of mourning and shock. And so when I hear not just our current president, but his aides, who have a history of calling political opponents vermin, enemies, who need to be targeted, that speaks to a broader problem that we have right now, and something that we're going to have to grapple with, all of us. what happened.
So, I mean, don't y'all just miss when there was a president who actually knew how to talk, who knew how to use words, who had a vocabulary that wasn't saying the same lies and the same bullshit over and over again. I don't know about y'all, but I really miss that. I mean, it's like we are in the damn twilight zone with a crazy, bad built B man, because that's exactly what he is. F Donald Trump. So it's just crazy. So I wanted to come on here, but I also wanted to get into what Marlon Wayans had to say, because we are in a very dark time, but what people don't understand about us Black people is we have a lot of times been in dark times that we always had to maneuver our way out of. This country has never been favorable for us. So, what's his name? Marlon Wayans explains it excellent.
This is America. This is America. You know, what we're seeing is not something that me as myself as a Black man hasn't seen before. You know, I just think it's a shame, and I think every last single American loses because of this. But it's not an ending. Guys and artists and voices like Jimmy Kimmel, we have to be courageous, and it's a new beginning. You can't stop the dunk. You just made me create a new lane. That's all.
And that's what us Black people do. When stuff don't work out, we create a new lane. So this country has never been favorable to us. So, while it is sad that, he's lost his job, but this is stuff that we have been going through for years, so we like, okay.
This is America. This is America.
So I think he answered that. I'm like, it's sad, but I mean, we've been dealing with shit like this for so long. It's like, okay. Now, remember, y'all, we were talking about the FCC and different licensing and things of that nature. Well, guess what? Trump, bad built, bad body ass. Now he is over there losing his freaking mind. And now he's threatening to take away license of media who speaking against him. Hello, y'all. What the is going on? So now if you say something bad about him, he wants to take the media license. I don't think Trump is going to make it through this. So, I mean, you cannot be this evil and think your life is going to be fine. So now this man is basically saying he'll take away anybody's license. So let's get into it. Donald Dumb Trump threatens to take away TV license after claiming media is 97% against him. Why do you think the media is 97% against you? I really think Donald Trump has some kind of mental problems, and I think he probably should be committed, because the shit that he be saying does not make any sense. So what he's doing now is going after pretty much everybody, because he doesn't like what they're saying. He's saying 97% of the stuff about him is negative. Why do you think the stuff about you is negative? Probably because you a negative, bad built bitch, because that's exactly what you are. You act like a little bitch. So now he's threatening everybody, pretty much saying, you're talking about me, I'm going to take your license. Y'all know something else that has really gotten on my damn nerves? We have been, I shouldn't say we, mainstream media have been talking about this Charlie Kirk dude that honestly nobody really knew like that. And do y'all know it's been several people that's been found in trees, hanging, and they have said nothing about it. Nothing. The mainstream media has said nothing. Now, there was a this guy on the screen. He was found hanging from a tree at the Delta State University. We have heard nothing about this, absolutely nothing about this. So there is other things that's going on in the world that he has forced these media companies not to even talk about. But we are talking about some damn dude named Charlie Kirk that I never even heard of. Now, I know this guy is on social media heavy. I've never saw him. I've never saw him until now. I recall maybe seeing a video or something maybe on social media, but I never knew who Charlie Kirk really was. Never, ever knew who this man was. Now, another thing I want to show y'all. Charlie Kirk is worth, let's see how much he's worth. Okay, just give me a second. Let's get into his net worth. And I want to show y'all his net worth because it's going to make sense, okay? They say his net worth is, let me see if I can find it. I think it said 12 million. But let's see if I can show it to y'all. Okay. Right here, y'all, it says this man's estimated net worth is $12 million. I needed to show y'all this for a reason. $12 million. I mean, hey, that's pretty good. So tell me this. This man's net worth is $12 million. Why does his family have a damn GoFundMe asking for money? Can somebody make me understand why is a man that's worth $12 million? Why does his family set up a damn GoFundMe asking for money? These are some damn grifters and some scammers. Why? Can somebody, if you worth $12 million, why are you asking for people to donate money to you? Look at this. They've raised $75,350 while asking for $250,000, and this man is worth $12 million. Does this make any sense? Listen to what she says. Whether you agree with his views or not, we can all agree that politically motivated violence, girl, whatever. Why are you asking for money? I don't understand. GoFundMes are for people who may need money to, bury their loved one. Why are these people asking for money? I'm just like, what is going on? Scammers. Well, that's not it, because not only are they asking for money on, under his name. Look at this one. They have a separate GoFundMe for his business. What is this? Like this is given scammers. So now on here, they're asking for $22,000 and they've raised $6,658. Now, what is that? What is that? This is not what a GoFundMe is for. Generally, even if a person has a life insurance, if a person ain't worth nothing but $50,000, generally, if they have a life insurance policy, they are not asking for money. This shit is disgusting. Now, here's something else. Here's something else. I'm sure you guys know by now, on YouTube, we get monetized. So, when you see people on here, it's like work. Like, you go to your job. This is jobs for a lot of people. Now, if I go to this man's if I go to his social media page, keep in mind, this guy just passed away. I want to show y'all something else because let's just get into it. These people are grifters. They're about money, okay? Look at his social media. Like, this guy just passed away. You see a video listen, they did one 1 hour ago. Here's one 7 hours ago, 1 day ago, two days ago. Look at all of these videos. Y'all are monetizing this man's death. Not only are you monetizing his death, you have set up 2 GoFundMes asking for money for somebody that's worth $12 million. Where in the hell do they do that at? Who do you know that's worth $12 million that's asking the public to donate money to them. The people that's donating don't even have $12 million. Isn't that weird? These people are some damn scammers. Now, I want to play this video right here, Jasmine Crockett.
A lot to cover, so I'm starting with the AG. I want you to tell me whether or not it's lawful or lawless ignoring court orders.
That's lawless.
Impounding congressional funds.
Violates the law.
Invoking emergency powers when there is no emergency.
Unlawful.
Sending troops without an invite.
Violates the law.
Covering for pedophiles. I just threw that one in there. Okay, I'll move to the next one. What about revoking birthright citizenship?
Violates the 14th Amendment of the Constitution.
How about violating due process?
Violates the 5th and 14th Amendment of the Constitution.
How about what we see happening with redistricting that would in some way minimize, if not delete, the voices of people of color as they are going through and illegally going through this process? Is there a constitutional amendment that you can think of that is associated with that?
Probably many, but it is unlawful and unconstitutional and un-American.
Thank you. As well as, can you tell me if it is lawful or lawless to violate free speech?
That's lawless.
Okay, sounds about right, because, you know, we had to have a conversation about Jimmy Kimmel, so I'm going to say free Jimmy Kimmel for sure, and hopefully we will deal with the FCC chairman. But the reason that I wanted to go through that long list, and that was actually not even the half of it, is because since this administration has come in on January 20th, they have engaged in some form of every single thing that I said on that list, even the part about covering for pedophiles. So my question is, why are we sitting here today? Number one, they already passed their bootleg laws, and it's clear that even the bill author is not well informed about what his bill does. Because as has already been stated, at the age of 18, you are an adult. So this idea that somehow 21-year-olds were now somehow juveniles under DC law, is that accurate or inaccurate?
It was inaccurate, misunderstood the way the law works.
Correct. Could not understand how to read the law and decided that they were going to rewrite the law and mess up the law. And to be clear, we were talking about judges being able to have enough discretion to decide whether or not they were going to give someone an opportunity maybe to clean their record, such as the bill author was given that opportunity under Florida law because his second felony was picked up when he was 21, to be clear. So he was older than 18. And under this law, if you were under, 25, so 24 or under, then the judges had discretion, correct?
But only in certain kinds of cases, not the most serious cases. And in fact, that discretion was, as we know, exercised very rarely. And it would have been an opportunity had the Congress wanted to talk with the folks who are involved in applying that law and seeing how it works, to understand that this is not a law that's out of sync with other states, and it's working.
Thank you so much. And the reason that it matters is because now the gentleman from Florida is trying to become a governor, and chances are maybe DC, once they get statehood, could have had a future governor that had a second chance. But since they don't want other people to have chances that they've been given, they want to just pretend like they are bigger and better and badder than. So I will move on because I am frustrated that we are having this hearing when we know that this administration can't take care of their own business. As we know, they recently illegally bombed yet another Venezuelan boat, and we may be headed for a war. We know that this particular president has decided that he wants to shake down people as relates to the First Amendment, because he has filed not one lawsuit, not two lawsuits, but he has filed numerous lawsuits. He filed a lawsuit against the New York Times. He filed one against the Wall Street Journal, against CBS, against ABC, against the Des Moines Register. He is doing all of this because...
And I wanted to stop it there, y'all, because if y'all go look up Donald Trump and all of these lawsuits, y'all, he has already sued a slew of people. Once he became president, he settled, and they gave this man millions of dollars. So what he's doing now, he's suing more people. When he doesn't like what they're saying, he sues them. This man is a thug. So what he's doing is he's trying to silence him. Donald Trump needs to go to jail for the rest of his life. Tell me, who do you know with 34 felonies that has never spent a day in jail? This man is a thug and he needs to go to prison for the rest of his life.
He wants to quash any speech that is not appreciative or lauding him, which is pretty much anything that's factual. So let's talk a few facts about these January 6th felons that should still be incarcerated because they went through the process, but because they were doing things on his behalf, of course, he wanted to let them go. So they released more than 1,000 people who participated in the insurrection on this government, many of whom who had previous criminal records, like Mr. Theodore Mendenforth, who was convicted of predatory criminal sexual assault of a child, or Mr. Peter Schwartz, who had 38 prior convictions, including one where he beat his wife by repeatedly punching and biting her. Trump also pardoned Mr. David Daniel, who was convicted of production and possession of child pornography. Trump also pardoned Mr. Daniel Ball, who, quote, threw an explosive device that detonated upon at least 25 officers during the Capitol riot. He also had a record for, quote, domestic violence by strangulation. I'm not done. Trump also pardoned Mr. Andrew Taki, who sent nudes to an undercover law enforcement officer who was posing as a 15-year-old girl. Mr. Casey Hopkins also received a pardon from Trump, and Mr. Hopkins was convicted of forcible rape. According to court records, he, quote, had forcible intercourse with the victim, choked her to the point of impairing her vision, banged her head into a wall, and urinated into the victim's mouth as he humiliated her. These are the people that he decided to release in the streets of DC. So if anybody does need to clean up DC, I would agree it is this man, because he is the one that is causing half the crime that we have. Not only is he participating in the crime, but we know that he instigated the insurrection. And if I did say that I had one issue with the Biden-Harris administration, it is the fact that they did not move forward and make sure that this man was put where he should have been put. Because the last time I checked as a criminal defense attorney, and Mr. Attorney General, you may have a different experience, but I never had a defendant that had 34 convictions for felonies and did not spend one day in jail. Never in my life. And the last time I checked, the party of law and order is the only one that decided that they would be out of order and decided to nominate someone who was not only indicted, but was actually convicted of multiple felonies. That has never happened in this country. And it is a shame that we are dealing with it now. And now he wants to tell y'all how to do your jobs.
Okay.
And see, that's why they don't like Jasmine, honey, because she tells them exactly how she should. She tells them exactly how she should. A 34-time felon has never spent a day in jail, and he's still doing the same shit all over again. I have to agree with her on this, because if the Biden administration would have did what they should have done, he would have been gone a long time ago. See, they played with this man, and I don't know why they did, because he was president before and they saw exactly what he did. And now we got to sit here and suffer this shit for 3 more damn years. So this is a mess. This is a mess, a mess, a mess, to have a president to actively try to get people fired, and getting people fired by using threats, coercion, racketeering. All of this shit is illegal. What he's doing is illegal. These Republicans went and passed the law that the president cannot be jailed when he's in office. Y'all, we are in a messed up situation here. You know, we are in a messed up situation, you know. So also too, let me show y'all this. So I know before, you know, they had said that, you know, Jimmy Kimmel was suspended. Well, Jimmy Kimmel has actually, he is not coming back. Yeah, so he's not coming back. If you guys see this, it says, wow, ABC pulls Jimmy Kimmel Live off air indefinitely over his comments surrounding Charlie Kirk's death that were deemed offensive and insensitive. What did he even say about the dropout, Charlie Kirk? He said he made, let's just watch it again.
The 4th stage of grief, construction. Demolition, construction, This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old. We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way,
The real issue here is Jimmy Kimmel called out again that, Donald Trump, you are acting like you are so concerned, but you are clearly out living your best life. You didn't give a damn about that man. And this is why he mad, because what did he say offensive about this man's death? He didn't even say anything other than Donald Trump is living his best life and he's a comedian. So this is what he does to all of, when he's talking about, commentary, it's always a little laugh, but he generally says the, truthful stuff. He's right. Donald Trump, you're acting so concerned. And what are you doing right now?
right there, you see all the trucks. They just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the 4th stage of grief, construction.
Right. You're at the 4th stage of grief, construction. You don't give a damn about this man. Quit lying. He said he was one of them and they didn't like it. He was speaking facts.
Demolition.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yep, they got mad about that because, as y'all know, they've been spinning this narrative, making up these damn lies, acting like this guy who allegedly, because they're saying that that's a lie too. They're saying that this guy that they are saying is the responsible shooter. They saying that that's not really true, but that's what is being said. But anywho, this boy's parents and relatives done said their entire family are Republican. They don't want to accept it. I'm just like, bruh, just let it go. Y'all crazies shot up each other. Like, it's okay. Yeah, they didn't like that either.
Construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old. We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks. They just started.
Donald Trump is so damn stupid. I mean, they was asking him how was he holding up, and he goes into some construction. Clearly, he didn't give a damn. He's, he wants the world to care. I don't even think Donald Trump even cares. They are also saying Donald Trump just don't want to talk about them damn Epstein files because they're saying that he was, doing all type of stuff. And, I believe it. He's a criminal. He's a thug. He has 34 felonies. Had he been black, he would still be under the damn jail. So what do I think? I think we in trouble. I mean, if y'all on social media and you got a job, this is what I don't understand. Why do people put their place of employment on social media? I would never put my place of employment on social media. That's not people's business. You don't need to advertise where you work. So if y'all saying stuff on social media, please take your employer off. And please don't have your whole name on social media. Why do people do that? Like, you don't need to have your entire name on social media. Put Lovely T or whatever. Stop doing that. You don't need to. And it doesn't mean that you are afraid. Why do you want your whole name out there? Like, you don't need your whole name out there anyway. Take that off. Like, you don't need to take your whole name off social media. Take off your job. Like, who are you advertising this to? Take that off. When you give people your full name, you got to understand on social media, it's a bunch of weird ass people. So with that said, why do they need to have your real name? People that know your real name. If you become friends with some people or whoever on social media, at some point you'll tell them, your real name. Why do you have to advertise your real name to people you don't know? Take that off. You don't need to have that on there. Remove your job out of there. You don't need to, because when they get your name, now they can go to LinkedIn. Take it off. Just take it off. You're advertising too much. It's weird ass people out here. Take your name off. Like, it's not even that important. And for me, I don't like people in my business. So you put where you work, your name, and they searching up shit. Get a life. It's against our policy to put our job in our bio on social media. I mean, right. When I worked for the government, they told us that, they felt like, don't tell people where you work, don't even tell them that. I don't know why people do that, because hell, I'm liable to quit the job. So I'm not gonna put it on there anyway, because I'm liable to quit anyway. So please take that off. These people are playing a dirty, nasty game. And unfortunately, this is what we're dealing with. But people need their jobs. They have to, provide for their families. But having somebody fired for some bullshit is crazy. I actually had a clip up here. I can't seem to find it now. Where, let me see if I can find it. I had a clip where, let me see if I can find it. It was a clip where it kind of showed y'all everybody that had got fired this far. And I cannot, let me see if I can find it, because I don't know what I did with it. But they are just playing a very nasty game, which is really crazy, But like I said, just make sure y'all remove your names. But let me see if I can find that, because there is a clip where it kind of tells you everybody that done got fired. Now, they can't do anything with food prices. All these damn people done got fired, but yet these dummies have time to call people jobs and send emails to jobs. Isn't that just crazy? So that should tell y'all something. They don't give a damn about any of the stuff that, when Donald Trump ran for president, all those lies that he told y'all, he don't give a damn about trying to fulfill it, because what they're trying to do is, well, they're not trying, they're getting people fired. And if people don't understand that Donald Trump is a damn racist, he attacks Black people and brown people. Look at this right here. Now, I know you guys remember this. What's her name? Miss Lisa Cook. Now, she is, she works for the Federal Reserve. And he tried to, actually, he fired her. But she stood up and was like, you are not firing me. So she sued and won. Now, he is now going back to the judge to see if there's a way he can fire her. He only firing this woman because she's Black. He attacks Black people. That's why I don't understand, why in the hell would anybody other than white people vote for him? Like, why? This man does not like Black people. He is a racist. He's a racist. He is an absolute racist. Let me see, y'all, if I can find it, because it's a clip that's out here. And it shows you the list of people who has gotten fired as of now. I just can't find it. But let's see. I think this is it right here. No, I don't know. Is this it? No, that's not it. Well, y'all, I don't know. Let's see if I can find it. I had it up here, but for some reason, I lost it. All right, y'all, I can't find it. I had it. I don't know what happened to it, but yeah, just, just make sure y'all take that off of your social medias. What y'all saying in the chat? It's not even that they don't have enough responsibilities. It seems like this entire administration is basically doing corrupt shit. I mean, they don't care about nothing else. You have, what's his name? J.D. Vance with his dumb ass. He spent his time doing a live on this guy, Kurt, what's his name? Charlie Kirks YouTube channel. What the is going on? Like, you have the vice president live streaming on a on this man's. This is a joke, y'all. Like, this is so serious. He's live streaming. Like, you can't find shit else to do. It's a lot. It's a lot, y'all. So y'all be careful out there. Like I said, if you saying stuff, I would just remove your name. Remove your name off social media. Take that off right away.
She don't miss nothing, got the